Hey everyone, welcome into our new monthly video series, Tubi Tuesday. This is where I'm going to give you some of the highlights and lowlights of what I've watched on Tubi in the past month. This is a series that's going to be released on the last Tuesday of each month, so this will encompass pretty much September. And this came about as I'm part of a group of friends who we started a 100 Days of Horror challenge where we're watching 100 horror movies in 100 days. I'm currently at 95. Some of us are well past 100. But with that, a lot of the movies I wanted to see are on Tubi. Tubi is a free streaming service. And if you don't know about Tubi, go check it out. You have to watch commercials, but, it's free. It's 100% free. So I decided that on Tuesdays, I'm watching only Tubi movies. So I started hashtagging Tubi Tuesdays and thought I'm going to make this video for you guys, kind of giving you some of the films that I've watched over the past month. This past month, I've watched 16 movies total, and I'm going to give you my top 3 and bottom 3 of what I've watched. As I go through, maybe we'll find some gems that I'm just like, you have to see this. A lot of people may not have heard of it. One of my favorite things on Tubi right now is they also have channels within it. So they have a full moon features channel, which if anyone who is familiar with full moon features, they do like the Puppet Master series, Ginger Dead Man, and many others starting in the late 80s, early 90s. That's when I really got into it, direct to video. So let's kick off with some. We'll start at the bottom. We'll start at the bottom of what I watch. Here's the bottom 3. The first one is from 1993. It's called The Chill Factor, and it's the reason I didn't like it. It just drug. It was only like an hour and a half, but it felt like it was 3 hours. It just took too long to really get going and to figure out what is going on. I'm not going to give anything away if someone decides to watch it, but it just drug and it just didn't work for me. The next one is The Unnameable. This is a movie based on a story from H.P. Lovecraft. So it has kind of your weird little creature, and it's very reminiscent of if you've seen the movie Castle Freak. Kind of a lot of similarities in that. But again, it took too long to get going. I liked the creature in it. I wish we would have got to see more of the creature. I wish it kind of would have been paced a little quicker. And I know it's from 1988, but there are a lot of films that do have a slow pacing, but it still moves along, and this just didn't work for me again. And the final film on the bottom list for this month is called The Prey from 1983, and a lot of the same problem. Like, it just took too long to get going, and there were a lot of editing issues with this. Like, it jumped around oddly, that there were many times I got confused of like, okay, where are we again, or what scene are we setting up, or what person are we following? It didn't work, and so it landed in the bottom for the month. So let's turn this around. Let's talk about a few of my highlights. These aren't the greatest movies in the world that I watched this month, but they were the top of the films that I watched thus far. And the first one I'm going to say is from 1981. It's a Roger Corman movie called Galaxy of Terror. It has a young Robert Englund in it. Also has Sid Haig in it. And this is just a cheesy sci-fi, very reminiscent of an Aliens-esque type of movie, or Alien, I should say. And a lot of people will call it an Alien ripoff. There are a lot of stuff that feel very, very similar. And James Cameron, oddly enough, was the art director and, on this film. So, this is one of his early pieces of work. And I had fun with this movie. It was really cheesy, full-on 80s, and it was just so much fun. So I would suggest checking out Galaxy of Terror. It was just a a fun film. And the next two in my list are from the series of Subspecies, which is a Full Moon Features vampire series. There are 4 films in the series, and there's one movie that is kind of a spin-off from it. But I haven't watched that yet. I've watched the 4 Subspecies, and the top 2, the first one and the second one would land in my top. I actually like the second one better than the first one. I thought it was just a better story, better paced, better all around than the first one. And you could tell that their budget kind of bumped up a little bit going into this sequel. I would say check out the Subspecies series, especially if you're into vampires. It kind of has a different little twist on it, and he has these cool little minions I wish we could have got more of. I understand why, because of the budget, and because they did them all stop motion, but I really liked it, and I would suggest checking out Subspecies. So that'll do it for this first version of Tubi Tuesday. You can follow us on Twitter and Instagram at The Cinema Guys. Every Tuesday, I'll post either in story on Instagram or a post on Twitter of what I'm watching that day, so you can follow along. And in the description down below, I will have a link to my Letterboxd list for Tubi Tuesday, so you can see everything that I've watched from when I started this, August 31st, until currently. I keep it up to date. As soon as I watch a movie, I put it on there. Please like and subscribe so you don't miss any of these videos. And follow our podcast wherever you get your podcasts, or go to wearethecinemaguys.com. Myself, Justin, and the Cinemaiden, we talk movies over there. But thank you again for watching, and until next time, maybe we will see you at the movies.